with promoters and networks in a way where sometimes it's hard to make the fights everyone really wants to see. So Vasiliy Lomachenko, who's considered an otherworldly talent, and guys like Rigondeaux and Walters and undefeated pound-for-pound type fighters quit against him. How do you find, it's hard enough, you know, Mikey Garcia is fighting Errol Spence. How do you find an opponent that people believe can make a big fight, a guy who has a chance to beat Lomachenko, and then Teofimo Lopez shows up and starts knocking everyone out? Yeah. What do you think about an eventual fight with Lomachenko? Do you want one? How soon?
If it happens, it happens. Listen, what we're looking forward to is the world titles. Who has a world title right now? Lomachenko has a world title. Richard Commey has a world title. Mikey Garcia has the world title, but he's at 147 right now. So things like that. We're here to fight the world champions. We're here to win the world titles. It doesn't matter who it is.
But it does matter who it is, because Commey is not Lomachenko, right? I mean, that's a different kind of fight. What do you think about Lomachenko?
Lomachenko is, of course, you know, I feel like he does the same thing over and over again when it comes to footwork and moving to the same side. There's 3-4 ways to beat Lomachenko, you know.
What are they?
But I can't say.
You're not giving away the secrets.
No, absolutely not.
How soon?
Let's start right there before we move on. Now, this is not a Lomachenko versus Lopez video. It's Lomachenko versus Crolla, April the 12th. And it's the Staples Center, correct? The Staples Center on ESPN+. TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. I forgot what interview it was, but Bob Bearman had talked about how him, Terrence Crawford, and Lomachenko, and a lot of other top-ranked fighters, they'll fight one fight, regular ESPN, then ESPN+, ESPN, then ESPN+. Did I already say I'm TstreeT Controversy? This is TstreeT Controversy Live with FightView360.com, and we cover every single major fight live. So, some valid points made in this interview about a few weeks ago on Max on Boxing, which comes on 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on ESPN2. I don't know if it's on ESPN Plus, the replays. One of my moderators said it is, but you have to check yourself. So, Teofimo Lopez is 21 years old, and he wants to accelerate his career. He's ranked very high by the WBA. Let me pull this up here. Let's go look at the rankings, by the way. I got to be honest with you. I like Crolla. We talked to him months and months ago about the Lomachenko fight, and now he's getting it because Richard Commey is dealing with, you know, an injury. It's going to be a good fight, but not many people, including myself, I'm sorry, not giving Crolla a chance. He had those two big fights against Linares and, you know, pretty much salvaged his career. But, you know, I'm sorry. In fact, I guess this is a good time to go look at some highlights of his from his last fight, in which we covered on here against Jordan. This is at the bottom right here, Crolla, just to give you a little, you know, glimpse of who he is as a fighter.
It's a really good watch here, non-stop from the opening bell.
Well, yes, like I said earlier, nothing really dramatic, but it's been a fantastic watch. And he's gone back and forth, but Crolla's always had the final say. So he's nicking these rounds on my card. In my opinion, he's winning the fight. He's quite comfortably ahead on points, but he's not been able to switch off and relax in there.
This is the final round, by the way. Final round.
Very good round, the last couple of rounds. It makes you wonder, he'd probably do better in the old 15-round method, because he's up the pace in the last couple of rounds. Good combination there by Crolla.
Yeah, nice hook off the jab there from Crolla. Bread and butter stuff, landing well. Just to finish up in this last round. I don't think he's going to do anything.
I mean, solid boxer, but, you know, as they say, like, he does a lot of things good, but, you know, nothing necessarily great. 34-6-3 with 13 KOs. He's 32 years old. Jordan. The Ricky Burns fight after the two losses to Jorge Linares, Ismael Barroso, where a lot of people thought he was going to lose this fight. I covered that fight. 2 fights against Darlys Perez. Where else? Go even further down. Guys like Gavin Reeves. Remember, he fought Adrian Broner years ago. Derry Matthews. He funny as shit on Twitter. Gary Sykes, Derry Matthews again. You know, and these are guys, you know, over on a domestic level over in the UK. Very well-known names. So he's been, you know, making his bones until he finally got world class and world level, as they call it, a world class over there in the UK, when he, you know, got that championship win against Barroso. I remember that. He body beat him. Then, of course, the 2 fights with Jorge Linares, got his career back on track in that crossroads fight for both fighters. Win against Ricky Burns. Ricky Burns is still fighting, by the way. And then since been working his way back up and now getting another title shot against Vasyl Lomachenko. Teofimo Lopez wants his piece, though. So let's talk about the champions. Mikey Garcia, WBC champion, as you know. WBC is not going to strip him, but as you know, he's fighting Errol Spence in a couple of weeks on March the 16th on PBC on Fox pay-per-view. Right now, it is 4:10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Tuesday, March the 5th, 2019. Luke Campbell. Luke Campbell is the mandatory, right? I'm sure Luke Campbell will probably be ordered, likely to fight this. He could be ordered to fight this guy. This guy ain't no joke. I watched him beat Hank Lundy. He could be ordered to fight him for possibly the WBC interim, or Mikey Garcia could be elevated to WBC emeritus champion. But I think it would be likely an interim scenario. And then here you have Teofimo Lopez ranked right here at number 5. Teofimo Lopez ranked number 4. Rances Barthélemy, you know, he's definitely going to be seeking, you know, his title shot or purse bid situation unless Al Heyman maneuvers him. But if you look at it, Top Rank pretty much dominates the 135-pound rankings, especially since Mikey Garcia had vacated his IBF. But they still, PBC still has this WBC title. So Lomachenko wants to be undisputed and wants to be unified. And from my understanding, you know, they only want to move up to 140 unless they absolutely have to. But a big fight that they can do, and I don't know if Top Rank can squeeze it on pay-per-view. Man, it's a shame because I know we count motherfucking Crolla out. No disrespect in Crolla, man. You know, but you got to go out there and show us something. But I'm wondering if they can squeeze a Lomachenko versus Lopez because he's gaining a lot of momentum. And if I'm correct, isn't Teofimo Lopez supposed to be fighting on Crawford Khan? Yep, Crawford Khan against Edis Tatley. Where did I cover him fight before? I've seen him fight. Who did I cover him fight? I probably watched that old footage when I was researching him versus Yvonne Mendy, who had beat Luke Campbell. That's probably who I saw him against. And he fought Richard Abreu. I don't remember seeing this fight. It's likely I saw him when he fought Yvonne Mendy. Probably. But, yeah, he's never been knocked out before. He's got 10 KOs. Man. You know, I'm going to be watching him. And, you know, Teofimo, man, that's a whole nother video, though. Actually, this is kind of like a double video. But let's listen to a little bit more of Lopez before we go.
Do you think you'd be ready to fight him?
Let's talk about Loma.
I can fight him on April 20th. I can fight him whenever it's
You
ready.
want the April date that Commey had to give up because of the hand?
Whatever it is. We don't, listen, at the end of the day, there's no reason to wait a time frame or anything. If you're a true champion, and in order for me to say that I am the best, you have to beat the best, right? Obviously. And I don't see, to be honest, I don't fear no man besides God. I don't respect no man besides my father. So it's all said and done, who is Lomachenko to me?
Ooh.
You're a big 135-pounder.
And he's a small 135-pounder.
How much longer can you stay at the weight class? You mentioned April. If the year lapses and you haven't gotten a Lomachenko fight, can you stay at 135?
I'm not going to wait for him. I'm not going to wait for him. I told everybody this is my last year at 135. But there's already talks about it. We still have to build a name. They still want to make a bigger fight. That fight could be possibly on pay-per-view, you know?
Let's just stop right there. You can watch this. This is on the ESPN Plus page. All you got to do is just Google or type into YouTube Lopez Lomachenko. You know, but he wants to fight. But, you know, how the politics go, he's a big name, and they may want to, you know, build him up even more, you know, and make that fight bigger in the future. But, you know, sometimes you got to take risks like that, you know, and take those big fights, you know, and just to see how well he can do. He seems confident, and from what we've seen, he would be, so far, what we've seen, he would be a style, you know, that we've never seen Lomachenko fight before. Like, I would love to see Lomachenko versus Tank Davis, but, you know, we know how that shit can possibly not go down, or probably won't go down, ever. So, Lomachenko gets a lot of hate, you know, and it's wrong because what has he done in regards to boxing to not want to fight the best or try to be the best? So I never understand like people. Understand how people say, well, you know, he ducked. He ducked this, and he won't do that, and you know, he shouldn't have not signed with Top Rank. That's always the excuse. You know, Terrence Crawford shouldn't have signed with Top Rank. He's the one who killed the fight. He should have signed with PBC. None of this logic makes no sense to me. And when you look at what this man has done, just being 12-1 with 9 KOs, look what he's been trying to do. I just don't see it. You know, even like with the Nicholas Walters fight. You know, like I just don't. Where's Nicholas Walters been? People fight Loma, they just be disappearing. You know? Or they just don't be the same no more. So when it comes to Mikey Garcia, I understand Mikey Garcia. You know, I don't say Mikey Garcia is ducking Loma and vice versa. He just had a very bad relationship with Top Rank, and he just doesn't want to work with them in any type of capacity. And the only way that fight would happen with Loma is it has to be a joint split venture joint split venture between PBC and Top Rank ESPN. You know? But one thing is for sure is they're going to put the heat on the WBC because they want Loma to be undisputed. And I'm sure the WBC would want it too. You know? So if Loma does win, or the winner between LomaCrolla will likely go after the Richard Commey fight, unless they build up the winner of Teofimo, who, as you can see, ranked very high by the IBF, against Teofimo Lopez to be the mandatory eliminator, which likely hasn't been announced yet, right? As an eliminator. You know, what if they try to get that belt on Lopez first before Loma? Then who would Loma fight? You know? I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. We cover every single major fight live. Teofimo Lopez versus Untitled is going to be taking place April the 20th on the undercard of Crawford versus Khan. And Lomachenko versus Crolla is going to be the week before on April the 12th on ESPN Plus. I'm TstreeT Controversy. Wait. Who's on the card? Who's on the card? Hold it. We didn't look at the card. Who's been announced? Oh, yeah, Gilberto Ramirez versus Tommy Carpinti. Damn. They're bringing Vijender Singh over here. Forgot to pronounce his first name. This guy's pretty good, too. They're building him. Alexander Basputin. Mike Alvarado still out there working. He's been on a comeback trail for a nice while now. How old is he now? 38. He's still, you know, as long as he keep the lungs clean. Didn't he have like an issue with the weed or something? But it's legal up in Colorado, so fuck it. Please subscribe. I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live.